Hey everybody, Chandler Quintin here, and this is my second trade of the day video. Today is March 25th, and today the trade was Tesla. Now, I normally don't hold positions overnight, but RSI2 strategy tells you that when a certain situation happens, you can get a really good move the next day on open. So let me just review the RSI2 strategy. This is by Larry Connors, and the RSI2 strategy is a mean reversion trading strategy for short-term traders. So if you are long or short and you want to go more than a day or two, this strategy probably is not for you. It's more for those quick moves. So there's a couple of main things you need to know. There's tons of great videos out there on RSI2, but I'll give you the basics of it. So you're looking for long and short positions, and what you're going to want to use is the 200-day simple moving average and the 5-day simple moving average and the RSI2 indicator. So for a long, you're looking for a stock that's trading above the 200-day simple moving average and below the 5-day simple moving average, and with an RSI2 of lower than 10 on the daily. You can also use RSI2 on short-term charts, and I'll show you how that works in other videos, but today was an overnight trade, so we're going to go with the daily. And then for short position, it's got to be below the 200-day simple moving average and above the 5-day. Some people actually go with above the 200-day moving average and above the 5-day moving average for a short, which also works for a short position when the stock is in an uptrend. That's always good for peaks and after main points of acceleration in a stock. So let me show you how Tesla shook down over the past 24 hours. So on the 24th at close, we had a crazy day in Tesla. The stock opened up at 229, went down as low as 210. And it actually had a solid close of 220, so it recovered 10 points off the low, which was pretty nice. And a lot of people were talking about how it was going to pop the next day. They were right, but here's why. The red line is the 200-day simple moving average. The yellow line is the 5-day. So we are above the 200, below the 5. We had a very crazy day, and RSI2 closed at 3.81, and during the day when it was at 210, it was super low. So you could have gotten in at a really good spot there. So the idea is to buy close to the close on a day like today, or at the lows, which would have been huge congratulations to you. And then on open, the next day you're looking for your exit, and you're looking for an exit that's close to the 5-day, and we got pretty close. The 5-day was at 228. I think the high of the day was 227. We extended up to 227. It closed down at 221. It was kind of a rough, choppy day, but I'll show you a 5-minute chart of the day. We actually had the up right here, and the exit area was right around here. So let's go to a 1-day chart where we can see yesterday's trading, where we could have our entrance and our exit on today. So this would have been the perfect entrance right here. The 5-day RSI2 was at 0.93, super low, probably the lowest of the day besides that open when it was at around 0.17. But we did get a fake out and went down. If you were following RSI 14, you probably got a better indication to buy down here. So if you're buying a call long, you want to do it down here. If you're following the RSI2 model, just on basic fundamentals of that model, you got in right down here in the low, which, as you can see by the open and the peak, that was not a bad trade either. So I'll show you both scenarios if you got down at the low of the day and got out at the high of the open, and if you got into the close of the day at the high of the open. So let me bump over to my options chart here. And with Tesla, it's always good to do a week or two out. I would never trade weeklies just in case something goes wrong. You never know what's going to happen. Actually, I'll pick April 19th because we get a little bit more meat on the bones with those contracts there. So we have a April 19th call, which is actually the call that I traded. I entered in on this fake. So I was in at around 320. And I was tempted to sell up here yesterday, but I had some other stuff going on. I was distracted. I missed out, and I was kind of getting a little bit emotional down here at the lows, But as the day continued, I recovered, and then I was a little bit profitable, and then I saw the setup on the daily, and I decided to go for it. So let me switch this back to the daily so we can revisit that screen right there, and I'll change this to 26 days so we get a little bit better of a view. If you were in on the low on this April 19th expiration of a 250 strike, which is in Tesla, making a 10, 20 point move in a day or two is not unheard of. I felt like that was a good one to go. Had a high delta of about 23 at the end of the day, 23 cents at the end of the day, which is really good. If you got it on this low, you would have been in at 238, and the high of the open was 450. So 450, so you got in at 240. That is an 87.5% trade right there. So with a $10,000 investment, that would have been $8,700 in your pocket. If you played the end of the day close, the close was 345. I believe the bid and ask at the end of the day were 335, 355. So at 335, you would have gotten in, and again out at 450 if you were at the peak, which would have been a 34% trade. So $3,400 in your pocket if you had $10,000 in there. Very simple trade. Again, you're looking for a stock to close above the 200-day, below the 5-day, with an RSI 2 of less than 10, and we're at 3.81 right there on the 24th. And today we're still low. We're at 10, and we still are below the 5-day and above the 200-day. But because of the momentum of yesterday going from 210, from 229 and closing at 220, and then today popping up to 227 and closing at 220, I would say that you might want to roll off the trade overnight. I wouldn't take this one overnight. I would take this one on the 24th overnight all day long, because it's a solid trade for RSI2 strategy. So again, you got in at the lows on Monday, out at the highs on Tuesday open, or close on Monday, out at the highs on Tuesday open. You would have had either an 87.5% gain or a 33% gain. Either way, that's not bad. Any gain above zero is good stuff. So that's the trade of the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and look forward to more videos in the future.